Little River Band was a rock and roll band, but when they came out with Reminiscing, man, they smashed all the preconceived notions of age and concert goers.
Well, even Sinatra said that's one of the greatest love songs written.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a big deal. I mean, along with the John Lennon testimonial, yeah.
It had blessings all over it, that record, because it's not just the song, it's the recording.
And it flew, which was amazing. You know what I mean? That kind of a song flew on the pop charts, and it went to number 3. I mean, it was huge.
Yeah, everything about that song, even their primitive music video back in the day, all of that was just so. They were just so unique to us.
We were doing a TV show. It was actually Countdown in Melbourne, and as I was always looking at the other players in the band, I was noticing that David Briggs, who had a very good knowledge of chords, he was playing this chord that I learnt was a C9 chord. When I came home from the television performance, I went to my room and picked up my guitar, and I put my fingers on that C9 chord just to try and remember it. Immediately I could hear I played this chord, and I immediately heard like Friday night it was late, I was walking you home, we got down to the gate and I was dreaming of the night. So there's that 9 chord there.
What's one of the great opening lines from a pop tune? And I always go to Reminiscing. I think it's one of the greatest opening lyric of any song I've ever heard written.
How to tell you, girl, this was me writing it, and the 9 again. I want to build my world around you, tell you that it's true. To make you understand, I'm talking about a lifetime plan.
It almost brings tears to my eyes that he can write such incredible love. You'd think he would write that from personal experience. But he's written that from a want and a love maybe that he didn't have.
Reminiscing is a word I've never said in my life, suddenly ended up at the end of this verse, and I thought, well, there's a title.
Glenn Miller's band was better than before. We yelled and screamed for more, and the Porter tunes, Night and Day, are so brilliant.
A lot of that song had to do with his love for the old black and white movies too.
And thinking of the proms, the American proms in the 50s and 60s, the films that I saw where the young kids would go to the prom and then after they'd walk down the street.
That whole romantic kind of feeling that a lot of those movies had.
And on the way back home, I promise you'd never be alone. That's sort of from a Jimmy Stewart movie or something.
They were going to try to do it like a Bee Gees record. And in fact, Glenn wasn't even going to sing lead. And one of the original incarnations of it during rehearsal. But in the end, we insisted on, because Glenn's voice was right for that. I didn't think a falsetto would have been right on that song.
We had a few cracks at recording it. Fabulous piano playing of Peter Jones finally pulled it together.
I think George McArdle's bass playing on that is spectacular because it's what he doesn't play that's really cool. Yeah, he just plays boom, boom. Yeah, the opening first 4 bars of this thing, he just plays long notes.
What does this song require of the bass? You got to be faithful to that because there's nothing worse than doing stuff that's just inappropriate, even though it sounds clever to you.
One of my favourite parts in this arrangement is Beeb's awesome part in the 3rd verse. It's got its own rhythm. If you put it with the conga, it sounds amazing.
Someone had left congas in the studios, so once again that was so fortuitous. And I tried this conga thing, And I'm not the kind of guy that plays avant-garde. Like with my drumming, I find a pattern and that knits everything together. And Graeham was beside himself. When I found the pattern that I thought was just maybe going to be the verse pattern, and he said, keep playing it. And he said, it works through the chorus and it works in the bridge.
It made the song. It made the groove. It made it all work. And goes so well with David's part too, the rhythm guitar. You've got 3 different rhythms going on there. You put the bass in. And then, of course, Rick was still doing our string arrangements. So Rick did the strings.
I wasn't in a band anymore by then, and I was brought in as the arranger, So I did some strings and, kind of nice, old world, more sort of soupy Hollywood, the great Hollywood arrangers of the golden era.
So then I had Middle 8, which ended up to be a chorus.
I think John Boylan was integral in suggesting to Graeham that, hey, this part here, hurry, don't be late, that's your chorus.
That is a hook, and you've got to repeat the hook. You've got to give it to them more than once.
That was a masterstroke because it turned it from like an album track into a hit song.
Hurry, don't be late.
Hurry, don't be late. So it's just moving it up. I can hardly wait. And the 9 again. I said to myself when we rode.
Most of the American bands used what we call bluegrass harmonies, 1-3-5. He had it all, like on Reminiscing. Those harmonies are extremely complicated. And he came up with them himself, and he had them in his head.
I harmonised the chord changes in block with no melody, and then when you sing hurry don't be late, that gives you dissonance against the chords that are already there, and it just turned out magic. So it essentially is 5 parts double tracked and then octaves double tracked. So that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 voices are singing the chorus.
I can hardly wait, I said to myself when we're old.
We'll go dancing in the dark, walking through the park and reminiscing. Friday night it was late, I was walking you home. We got down to the gate and I was dreaming of the night.
The vocal sort of waltzes over the beat. It took a lot of getting that to feel right, and we recorded the lead vocal on that 7 nights in a row.
Would it turn out right? Now as the years roll on, each time we hear our favorite song, the memories come along. Spending the hours reminiscing.
Just when you thought it couldn't get better, it got better.
So we had an outro, it didn't feel right for a guitar, so we said, let's call a trumpet player, and we had Bobby Venier came in and he brought his trumpet, but he also brought a flugelhorn.
He came into the studio and we told him what we were looking for at the end of the song.
He said, let's just get a sound, and this is the first thing that he blew as the warm-up. So he's basically just blowing over those chords like it's 2 chords. And then he came in, and then he said, okay, that's fine. Feeling good, that cans are good, so let's go for it. We said, we've got it.
He said, oh, come on, you guys, I was just warming up, I mean, give me another shot at it.
That's a masterpiece.